days of drama lay ahead. It's like every box set rolled into one. It's the World Snooker Championship. It's Ronnie O'Sullivan to get us underway.
Now, please.
Looking this year for a record 8th title. Of course, he equalled Stephen Hendry's modern-day record 12 months ago with that victory over Judd Trump. Pang Junxu is the 224th player to grace the Crucible stage. He's the 14th from China. And it's a huge task for him today. O'Sullivan has only lost 4 times in the first round in 30 previous appearances here. But that's not a bad start, is it?
That's an excellent start. Has a little smile to himself. He looks relaxed.
Well, of the 2 players here, Pang is the only one who's reached a ranking final this season. He was runner-up in the WST Classic a few weeks ago in Leicester. O'Sullivan has not been in a ranking final since the World Championship last year. Pang defeated Ken Doherty from 4-0 down, 10-6, and then Schuster, he was 4 each with him. He pulled away to win 10-5 in qualifying.
What a moment for Pang. The Crucible. And Ronnie O'Sullivan. It doesn't get any better, does it? For a debutant. And he struck that well. His shots so far have been nerveless.
Yeah, that is, I think, he's the cornerstone of his success so far. He does seem very tough for such a young man, just 23.
What an attacking shot that was, David. I mean, it was so easy just to stun for the red to the right corner there, but decided to open more reds up with that shot. Very attacking shot. Taking the game to Ronnie.
Well, I think he'll be confident because this season he's reached his first quarter-final, then his first semi-final, then his first final in quick succession in tournaments.
And this is the tournament, really, to increase your confidence, if you like, your belief. The further you go in this and the better you do, the better you play. I've seen it so many times. When you get down to the semi-finals, it's like they can't miss these players. Perfectly played again, look.
Yeah, it's a long match, of course, 19 frames, but you want to show, particularly O'Sullivan, how good you're feeling from the off, don't you? You want to make a statement in frame 1. I'm not nervous.
All these balls going in the middle of the pockets, you know. There's no anxiety in these shots so far. 2 reds closest together will go into the right corner. It's also the red. I've just under-hit that slightly. There's a good 3 inches short there.
22.
Knew it straight away. Just a little short of pace, but still got these 2 reds to the right of the pink.
Turn pro in 2020. He was actually Rookie of the Year for his performances that season. But as I say, it's this season where he's pushed on. Quarterfinals in Germany, semis in the Welsh, runner-up in that new tournament in Leicester, the WST Classic. He lost to Mark Selby in the final. Just trying to recover prime position here. But like you say, Joe, middle of the pocket.
Yeah, there's no anxiety, is there? Yeah, middle of the pocket stuff. And that was missable. Early on in the match, that was very missable. Wouldn't be something if he could win the frame at this visit.
Well, Fergal O'Brien will be getting nervous because he's still the only player on his debut to make a century in the first ever frame that he played at the Crucible. I know it's a record he's proud of. Look at the faces there. Of course, here at the Crucible, they're so close to the players.
37.
I tell you what I did find weird, David, that after winning the World Championship on one table, it's a beautiful arena, it's massive when it goes down to one table, and then coming back to defend it, it's very tight, and all of a sudden it's a completely different arena and not quite prepared for that. I'm sure Ronnie is, because he's done it so many times. But this is the opening red. What a beauty it was.
First shot he's ever played at the Crucible, that was.
Yeah.
Needs to continue. He's building a nice lead.
Well, the last of the easy reds. There's no other reds available, so maybe
45.
pot the pink and try and develop something. He's got a slight angle on the pink. Well, maybe the pink doesn't go. Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball to try and disturb them. But the break looks to be coming to an end. He should be able to get that cue ball dead on the cushion behind the yellow. What a good start from Pang.
Yeah, he didn't miss. He just didn't keep the break going. So for a first visit, and by the way, Fergal is safe now. That's a great start for Pang, and Ronnie O'Sullivan already seeing what he's up against. They did actually play right at the start of the season at the Championship League in Leicester, just a 4-frame match, which Pang won. So O'Sullivan has played him once before. Well, it's completely changed the frame. He's opened all the reds up.
Yeah, and this is a big shot for Pang. Should he miss it, it could be end of frame. Nothing safe. Now, where's it going to finish? So, chance for Ronnie. And he's got a slight angle on this red that he's going to take to the baulk corner to be able to come out for a baulk colour or even the blue. Just under hit it. The yellow, oh, green, not a gimme. I'd be disappointed with that.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah, it's always a nervy day, isn't it, for the defending champion? Tradition dictates they start out. I remember Steve Davis saying, because he was defending champion many times, he said, it's always hard playing day one. We haven't had the first shock yet, and it could be you. And it would be a big upset. Remember, of course, O'Sullivan lost to James Cahill here 4 years ago in the opening round. He wasn't defending champion then. But no one really tipped that, did they?
And he was an amateur at the time, wasn't he, James? But that wasn't a good shot from Ronnie, was it? I mean, the cue ball should have been tight to the yellow and didn't get the snooker. So a couple of disappointing shots there for Ronnie O'Sullivan. First of all, not getting the cue ball out of the baulk area and then missing the snooker.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of some people might think all the pressure's on Pang as a debutant, but of course, O'Sullivan, we heard it in the interview before the match. You know, he gets nervous as well. He wasn't talking himself up. He's not had the best of seasons. He's not played that much snooker of late, actually.
red, that's below the pink. He could take that one on, but it looks like the cue ball's going into the black, so I'm having a real good think about that one. I don't think he played the pot there, just made sure he didn't miss the black, and what a good shot. There's pressure on the shot now from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Well, the kiss on the brown has made this red very tough to the left corner. He could just drop it in and leave the cue ball in the jaws of the pocket. Try and cover the red to the right corner. That's an option. Could also come off the right side cushion and land it to the two reds. So another chance for O'Sullivan.
Well, he's certainly going on the attack, Pang. But let's see. We've seen how he's feeling, confident. Let's see how O'Sullivan is feeling now with chance number 2 in this frame. 1993, his debut. When he was just 17. And here he is now at the age of 47. He's world number 1 still.
Incredible.
Six. Seven.
There's a lot of talk about what's a good draw, what's a bad draw, but the bottom line is you've got to produce the goods whoever you're playing. And that applies to O'Sullivan as much as anybody.
30.
So just looking to settle into the match. If he could win this frame, then he's off and running again.
He was looking at the black there, but there's no need to take the black. He doesn't need it. The only awkward red is that one near the right side cushion. Played for that one now while he had the position to.
$20. $21.
Very strong mentally, Ronnie O'Sullivan. You don't win 7 world titles without being strong mentally. Quickly got rid of those couple of bad shots. And looking good.
27.
Nice angle on the blue.
$32. $33.
Perfect position on the brown to get to the yellow. This is the important shot. Doesn't want to be straight on the yellow. Again, perfectly played.
37. 39.
Well, that's not the best positional shot.
42.
Still fancying for the brown. The blue, maybe a little bit more difficult. Doesn't want the kiss. Oh, that's a disaster. Kissing the black.
46.
Well, what a dramatic opening frame. O'Sullivan poised for the clearance, but it's gone wrong.
Yeah, he can't take the blue on. No way to get to the pink. And it's not easy to play the safety. The double kiss is on. If he plays blue up and down the spots. He knows all these dangers. This is where it's interesting to watch what a great player plays here. Could put chip full in the face. Try and get the blue down by the black spot. That's not bad at all.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 46.
That wasn't easy to play safe with. Gave it a lot of thought. Well, he lives again. I'm sure he didn't expect to when he was on the green, but he didn't get ideal on the brown, did he, O'Sullivan? Well, that was a nice little angle on the jaws of the pocket. Makes the blue a lot more difficult. It would have been easy without that angle.
Asking Brendan Moore, the referee, to clean the cue ball. Brendan will be refereeing his third final on April 30, May 1, and then he retires from snooker to go and work for Matchroom on 9-ball pool. O'Sullivan needs blue and pink.
Great shot on the blue, but look where he is on the pink. Potable. Beautiful.
Oh, what a great opening frame of snooker that was.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie O'Sullivan wins frame number 1. He just needs another 70 and he'll be world champion again. Well, Joe, that was some start. I mean, the bottom line is Pang is looking confident.
Yeah, I mean, he started off really well, didn't he? And he potted every available ball. He tried to open the pack of reds, going in and out of balk with right-hand side, but he missed the reds. He played a good safety. But O'Sullivan's looking good. I mean, he didn't play the red out of balk very well. He didn't play the snooker either, but he quickly put those two bad shots out of his mind. And he's looking good, O'Sullivan, for me.
Yeah, business-like, which is what we saw last year. And it's a fascinating match. It's David v Goliath, really, isn't it? Because we know he won that one. But Pang has showed good stuff in that frame. He made that 50, so very interesting match, I think. had the first century of the World Championship here at the Crucible. Stuart Bingham on table 2 against Dave Gilbert in frame 1. We had 135 centuries in the qualifying, and the highest break from the qualifying, 146, that will stand for the whole tournament. So unless someone equals it or, of course, makes a maximum here, Ryan Day is set to take away the 15,000 high break prize. Will we get a 147? I wonder. We had one last year with Robertson. Anyway, it's 1-0 to O'Sullivan. Very interesting opening frame. Pang made 50, made the early running. O'Sullivan eventually, he didn't make the clearance, but he potted blue and pink to take the frame. Packed Crucible here on the first morning of the World Championship. Of course, the World Championship began in it was actually 1926 when the first matches were played. Moved here to Sheffield in 1977, where, of course, it's made its home and made so many memories for so many people, players and fans included. Pang hoping to add to them, of course. And O'Sullivan looking to sort of top up an extraordinary record that he already has.
Well, that full ball kiss on the green may have tempted Pang to take on this long red to the right corner. Dangerous because the red behind the black and the one above it, both available. This is the problem when you're playing O'Sullivan, because he's thinking, well, if I take it on, it could be my last shot in this frame. So electing to play the safety. Don't blame him at all. But he's got to avoid that red. I think that was the order of the day. Yes, it was an attacking shot to play it, but also very dangerous.
You're never quite sure, are you, how debutants are going to handle it. I'll give you a list of players here. Great players. Steve Davis, Stephen Hendry, O'Sullivan himself, John Higgins, Mark Selby. They all lost their first ever match at the Crucible. Obviously, they all went on to be multi-champions. But other players have thrived. I mean, Terry Griffiths came here and won the tournament. Peter Ebdon on his debut beat Steve Davis.
Yeah, good attacking shot, but easy starter for O'Sullivan.
One.
The two tournaments he has won this season, the Champion of Champions and the Hong Kong Masters, what links them is they're two one-table, big occasion events, big money events. So although in ranking events he hasn't come good, in the sort of more prestige tournaments he has landed two big trophies. But in terms of ranking tournaments, he's only been in two quarterfinals. That's all he's done. So it hasn't been a successful season yet.
I like that word, yet.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it, Joe? If he won this, no one would remember anything else that had happened this year.
Yeah, and he's practiced for this, you can bet your life, and he's looking good. There was a few shots in the last frame that he could have felt nervous about, but didn't. In fact, that final pink he took was missable.
Well, actually, I don't know if he's on this red, actually. I was going to say, Ken Doherty actually missed a much easier pink than that to lead Pang 5-0 in the qualifier, and that's where that match turned around. He was in big trouble, Pang. But this has gone wrong.
Well, that was a terrible positional shot from Ronnie, actually. I'll be very disappointed with that one. And this looks a little slow. Well, only a little slow. I thought it was a lot slower than that, but this table is like lightning. I'm sure he'll hit it this time. But he can see a red full ball.
Well, I guess the red in bulk just complicates things here in terms of the safety.
Re-rack?
Yeah, and that's why they're having a re-rack, because it was going nowhere with the red in bulk. It was just going to be tip-tapping. So it's a long tournament, this, and we've already had a re-rack on the first morning. Isn't it great, though, to be back here at the Crucible? It's not just the players, actually. It's snooker fans all around the world make a pilgrimage here. There's people who come here every year to meet up with their friends. There's Damien Hirst on the right-hand side with Jason Francis, who runs the World Seniors Championship. Damien Hirst, of course, well-known conceptual artist, big friend of Ronnie O'Sullivan, who is, I guess, a snooker artist, isn't he? But yeah, this is such a special venue for so many. Pang finding out what it's all about firsthand.
Second frame. Pang Junxu to break.
So, but the first re-rack of the World Championship. Frame 2 was going nowhere. Pang Junxu breaks off again, trailing Ronnie O'Sullivan 1-0. Remember, they play 9 frames in this morning's opening session. They're back at 7 o'clock British time this evening.
Well, pushed a red out, but he's got a good cue ball. Had that cue ball not been quite so close to the cushion, I'm sure Ronnie would have took this on and stunned behind the black. As it is. Well, still could get behind the black. Wonderful pot.
1.
But the wrong side of the brown to get to the reds. Oh, what a big shot that was. Deserves to be on this red, but not quite hard enough. Or too hard.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 5.
Pang, of course, had to come through the qualifying 10 dramatic days. I'm sure you followed them with us here on Discovery Plus, and we had 2 10-9s on the black. We had Noppen Senkarn beating Zhang Anda, and then Joe Perry on the black against Mark Davis, his great friend who missed the pink to keep his tour card, not only to qualify for the Crucible, but to keep his tour card, and Joe Perry beat him on the black to relegate him. Heartbreaking stuff, really. But for the players who've made it through, great excitement. They got in the draw on Thursday morning. Pang, I'm sure, was excited to be drawn against O'Sullivan. It is the ultimate test against the greatest of all time.
Yeah, and still playing like the greatest of all time. Nice little safety shot that from O'Sullivan, playing it with left-hand side to avoid the double kiss.
We saw him, didn't we, at the Welsh with tip trouble. The tip was coming off. The ferrule seemed to be the issue.
Well, that's a mistake, but can he see an easy red to the left corner? There's a difficult one to the middle. This is so difficult because he can't just drop it in. The cue ball's going into that red above it, so he's got to stun it in. And that made it much more difficult. So an easy starter for Pang here.
Yeah, and the blacks come out into open play as well.
That was so difficult, but never avoids the shot, does he?
One.
You could have done with just coming back a little further. Might be slightly hampered by the red. Just working out where the black is going to go once he does pot it, if he pots it. Yeah, just slightly hampered by that red. That's why I said he could have done with coming a little further. Well, he took a long time over that.
Pang Junxu, 1.
He took a long time over the red, a long time over the black. He's got to settle.
One.
Well, again, that hasn't gone according to plan. Wanted to be straighter on the red to the left corner. May have to take a different red.
8.
Brendan Moore just doing the honours with the black.
Yeah, I think the first pot was actually a kick, but he didn't have the white cleaned.
Yeah,
Nine.
and that's okay. They're already in the balk area, making it a little bit easier, this blue.
Forty. 50.
These early frames are significant. O'Sullivan, I think most people would agree, is the best front runner we've ever seen. If he gets into the distance, it's very hard to overturn the lead. So that's the danger for Pang in these early frames, that the match just gets away from him.
Well, one thing's for sure, David, you can't afford to miss easy balls like that black.
20.
He was nicely in. These reds surrounding the pink. Once he takes them, makes the pink available.
21. $27. 28.
His longevity is incredible. I mean, he's broken the record he shared with Steve Davis for most appearances, but he's not turning up as a veteran. He's turning up as the defending champion, the world number one. I was interested to hear him in the interview before
34.
play began, talking about playing maybe for another 15 years.
35.
Not just playing, but at the top level, he means. There's his record here. Some big numbers there, isn't there?
41.
Well, if this goes correctly, every chance of making it 200 centuries. He's got to trust to luck a little bit. If he plays this red, he'll be screwing off the other red, trying to play down for the pink or blue, I would imagine. Doesn't want the kiss, though.
42.
That's such an unlucky shot, really. If he doesn't kiss this red full in the face, this one now, he's going to be on the blue or pink. Pressure on this blue, then. And just caught that knuckle, so another chance for Pang here. Oh, he's missed that by a long way. Well, he missed that easy black, so you can say that he's feeling it a bit. Pang Yui. He was 4-0 down to Ken Doherty, as David mentioned. But he got a lifeline. He's not likely to get that from O'Sullivan if he gets in front. Oh, another half chance this. But having missed that last red by so much, you wouldn't fancy him for this.
Except to say he's not been punished. I mean, O'Sullivan, he's early stages yet, but he's not in full flow either. But for his own confidence, you feel he needs to knock this in, really.
He's going to be leaving another red on if he misses it. Unless he gets lucky.
Yes, for all the previews and all the chatter that we had at the media day and everywhere else, you can't predict where the bit of running's going to come to save you, and it did here for sure. That's the great unknown, really, in snooker, the luck. Pang, one of 5 debutants. 4 of them are Chinese this year. The other one, Jack Jones, will be up this evening. There's the scene here. There's the wall between the tables. It's a different colour set, but it's the same Crucible Theatre in all its majesty.
Well, worth taking on this long red. He could be on the black or the blue. Great pot. Great pot.
One.
Chose to play down for one of the baulk colours, which is not ideal on any of them. Not often you see him with the rest. But make no mistake, he's good with it.
Three. Four.
Made that look easy, didn't he? Digging down into the cue ball, getting the cannon to the red.
Put him 57 in front, so he'll need one more red.
11.
Pang's had a few chances, but O'Sullivan needs this red for 2-0, barring snookers.
12.
Yep, and the crowd letting him know that was frame ball.
Well, the way the first frame began, you'd have thought Pang played here every year for the last 30, but he's now finding out the realities of the Crucible. Intimate atmosphere, the crowd mainly on O'Sullivan's side as well.
90.
Going to come back? No, he's not going to come back. He's going to put his cue on the table. He did have a few openings there, but it didn't come to much, and it's Ronnie O'Sullivan in early control, leading 2-0. Now then, table 2 is Stuart Bingham, of course, the 2015 world champion against Dave Gilbert. This is live on Discovery Plus. Phil Yates and Neil Folds commentating on that one. The first frame, Bingham made a century, 108. First century, first frame. And in the second frame, it was a bit of a longer one. It was 27 minutes, actually. Gilbert made a 60 break, and he won that. So it's one each. Dave Gilbert beat Matthew Stevens in the final round of qualifying. And I think when people have been looking at the draw, he is one of the qualifiers they feel could potentially cause an upset in round one, although they're head-to-head. He's 11-0 Bingham.
7.
So he's never beaten Stuart Bingham in all those meetings. Incredible, really. Maybe today, or this match anyway, because it finishes tomorrow, will be the day. There's Stuart. And of course, he's got such a fine record here. I'm sure he liked seeing his name on that roll of honour outside before they walked in. This is the scene here at the Crucible. The wall, of course, dividing the two tables. 1977 we first came here. Mike Watterson was the promoter. He was looking for a new venue, and his wife Carol had been to see a play here. The theatre hadn't long been opened, and she mentioned it. She said, well, you should maybe go and check it out. And he came down, he checked it out, and the rest is literally history over 5 decades. On the right-hand side there, Dave Gilbert at the table, one each with Stuart Bingham. That's live on Discovery Plus. We're just waiting for Pang to return. 2-0 down to Ronnie O'Sullivan, who he's looked businesslike without really hitting the heights. He's not made a half century yet, but he's 2-0 up, and the danger, as I say, is once he gets in front, he can start to pull away. This afternoon, by the way, Neil Robertson will be our main match. He's up against another debutant, Wu Yiza. Ali Carter starts out tonight. Lots of excitement around this city of Sheffield. I was here for the qualifying earlier in the week, and all the signage was being put up, and there's just a great feeling around the city that the snooker's back in town. O'Sullivan's got his hot water, which he has between every frame. Pang returning, looking for just a few improvements, maybe just tighten up.
Thank you. The
Try
third
and
frame.
get involved in this
Ronnie
match.
O'Sullivan to break.
Ronnie O'Sullivan leads Pang Junxu 2-0. 9 frames in this session.
Well, O'Sullivan knocked in a red similar to this, and the cue ball was close to the cushion. So you could say that this is a chance. It does take some getting used to the crucible. He's match fit, Pang Yun-wei, but he's not bringing that game to the crucible as yet. But he needs to start quickly.
Yes, I mean, it's still early days, but we've seen players, including some great players, if they go a long way behind, it's like they can't play at all. The game just completely goes. I mean, John Higgins lost here one year to Stephen Hendry. It was Hendry's last ever win, 13-4, and he said, I just could not pot a ball. And he's won the tournament 4 times.
Yes, it's affected everybody here, believe me. I don't know anybody that it hasn't affected at some stage. Let's not forget that they're playing top-class players as well that are capable of punishing, tightening the screw, if you like. Well, that's a better pot. And that kiss on the black has left him on a colour. That cue ball would have been in the balk area without it. Not the best position, I've got to say, but still a chance at the colour. Very difficult to get to a red, although
Yellow
that
ball.
red next to the pink, I think it's a safety.
Pang Junxu 1.
Yeah, I mentioned Brendan earlier. He's retiring from snooker after he does the final because he's going to be tournament director for the 9-ball pool circuit, which is expanding, another one of Matchroom's enterprises. So it's exciting for him. It'll be, I'm sure, emotional to be saying goodbye to the snooker world, but World Snooker Tour have awarded him the final as a send-off.
Thoroughly deserved as well. Great referee, Brendan Moore. He's pushed a red over the corner. He needs a bit of luck, and he didn't get it. And he caught the reds just that little bit too thick.
One.
It was always difficult to get back to the blue. Pink was available to the middle. He could have played for that. And he may have played for that. The blue is on, but it's difficult to get that cue ball back for the red, just above the black spot. Difficult, but not impossible. Great shot that from O'Sullivan.
6.
Didn't intend to kiss the black. So, end of break. And Pang will be relieved. Yeah, not just playing the safety, but he's looking to see if he can place the cue ball in a place where he's not going to be in that much trouble the next shot. So very difficult from there to get him behind the yellow and brown, which is what he was looking for. So he could play down the table, yes, but he couldn't put Ronnie in any trouble. And Ronnie gave that a lot of thought there. Yeah, Sullivan can get in behind the yellow. Yep, so that clever safety shot from O'Sullivan gave him that chance to put Pang in trouble. Yes, and force the mistake. It's just about luck now. And that red hasn't come far enough away from the cushion down the baulk end of the table. This one to the right corner. Plenty of pressure on this one. Difficult pot. Great shot.
One.
Great shot.
I think frame one was actually important, wasn't it? Pang was in, looking really good. First shot, knocked in a long red. Broke down on 50. If he'd gone on to win the frame, might have put a bit of pressure on, but he's not looked the same since. And O'Sullivan has been very businesslike in the way he's gone about things. A few things have gone wrong, but
7.
he's focusing hard, eyeing a big lead maybe in this session.
8.
Yeah, going back to that first frame, David, right at the very end of it, he had a blue. And I'm not sure if he took the blue on, a long blue to the left corner. I'm not sure if he took it on, but he caught it much too thin. And left a chance at the blue for O'Sullivan, which he duly knocked in.
13.
I thought he could have played safe, pushing the blue on the left side cushion, white on the right side cushion. And I think he had a go at that long blue.
40.
Chose not to play for the black. What an arena. The atmosphere electric.
$19.
Look at the action he gets on the cue ball. Controlled action. Always developing.
25.
Just developed another 3 reds there.
$26.
It's worth saying as well, although he's had a quiet season, it doesn't compare to 2013 when he'd only played 1 PTC the whole year and then came and won the tournament again. So you know, the precedent suggests that it doesn't actually make that much difference what's happened during the campaign. It's about what happens in the next 2.5 weeks.
32.
Well, that hasn't gone quite according to plan.
37.
43 points the lead. Still got this red to the right corner, but a lot more difficult. And he's kind of tied those 2 reds up by the black.
38.
Well, it was difficult. Delightful little kiss on the yellow. Now he could screw towards those 2 reds by the black. Just overhit it.
41.
67 left. 47 the lead. Another very good shot. Made it look easy. Those are very
42.
difficult shots.
Pink will put him 54 in front, so again, he needs 1 more red.
Overhit it again. As David said, just needs 1 more red, so he could just try
48.
and roll this in to the corner. Maybe cover it with the other 2 reds if he misses. Didn't even give missing
49.
a thought.
Yeah, this wriggled in these pockets on the first day. They tend to play a little bit more generous. Pink didn't touch the sides, though, so it's going to be 3-0. And as I say, the danger is he just goes off into the
55.
distance. Pang needs a frame, doesn't he? He needs to settle.
56.
It's
61.
been a battling break, this. He's really had to work hard for them.
It's been a great break, this.
Foul.
It's been a winning break.
Thanks,
They've
Junxu.
gone in off, but that's not going to
Ronnie
make
O'Sullivan,
any difference, I don't think.
61.
Pang is coming back to the table, but he's 63 behind with only 43 on.
Yeah, I don't blame him, actually. He needs some shots to settle. Because it looked like he'd settled in the first frame, but since then, he's looked very nervy.
One.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting a bit of table time, just settling in and just experiencing
8.
all this, of course, for the first time. You'll have heard plenty about it from people.
Thanks,
But he is
Junxu.
playing for the
8.
for snookers. He's not just trying to clear the table. Just taking a bit of the sting out of things, maybe. Pang, the 224th player to play at the Crucible. If we get a spare moment, Joe will name the other 223.
It's amazing that, though, isn't it? So many players experiencing what it's like to play at the Crucible. Every snooker player's dream.
Yes, if you're here, you're showing everybody that you are a snooker professional. There's a lot of matches you'll play if you low down the rankings, where you're on, table 4 out the way. No one really knows what you're doing. But if you're at the Crucible, then it's a showcase for you to show everyone what you can do. Pang is still relatively early in his career. He's only turned pro 2020. He's 35 in the rankings. That's his highest ever position.
Yeah, and he's only 23 as well, isn't he?
You won't see many frames won from this position. I mean, O'Sullivan, of course, game's greatest break builder, but tactically as well, very astute. They'd have to be miraculous snookers, really. Once in a blue moon stuff, this.
Yeah, he's playing on, I think, just really to get the feel of the table and the feel of the surroundings. I don't think he's got any hopes of winning. He's just trying to keep O'Sullivan quiet. This used to happen a long time ago, but that red going in off the green. Let's put paid to this frame now. It was paid before, but I'm sure Pang will concede if he gets a chance to.
Early observation, O'Sullivan seems both relaxed and focused at the same time. We saw this last year, actually.
9.
Little switch of hands. Frame was long since won anyway. Pang stays in his chair this time. So O'Sullivan firmly on top in the early stages of this match. On day one at the Crucible, he leads by 3 frames to 0.
Responding to some voice notes of some people that have sent me messages.
Hi Ronnie, Chris from here.
Hi Ronnie, it's Ailes McColgan here.
It's Raymond Van Barneveld here. Hi
Oh,
Ron.
Raymond.
Yes, Ronnie the Rocky, what's happening, mate? It's Rio here. Outside the world of snooker, which other athlete inspires you?
Obviously individual sport, so big one for me obviously was Federer, now it's Djokovic. In football, obviously, I'd have to say Messi. I think he's just the governor.
Now, if you scan this QR code, you can access more features from our coverage of the World Snooker Championship. So scan that code and access to plenty more with Ronnie O'Sullivan and all the other players here as well. Start frame 4, the last before the first interval. That WST Classic that he got to the final of, it replaced the tournament in Turkey. The Turkish Masters was called off. He played in Leicester. But he had some good wins along the way. He beat, for example, C. Jarwi, who's qualified. Jimmy White. He beat Oliver Lyons. Gary Wilson 5-4 in the semis. Mark Selby beat him 6-2 in the final with 3 centuries. But he played some good stuff and just served notice that he could be a handful.
Well, that wasn't very far away, but that kiss may have left this red on to the left corner. Well, the red above the black will certainly go, but he feels it's too risky. Yeah, excellent safety. Appreciated by the crowd. And you might be thinking that this red to the left corner is potable, but the cue ball's going into the reds, so not worth the risk to take it on.
Foul. The miss. Ronnie 07-4.
Tough shot. It's going to be on the black if it goes in. Another good one. Just overrun a little bit further than he wanted. But he could play this black in such a way to block the pocket if he misses it. He's overcut it. He's blocked the pocket though.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
And that is a let-off. Bang Yui. That's more like it. Confidently struck, played in such a way that he wasn't leaving anything on, but it was going to be on the black if it went in. And that could have something to do with playing on in the last frame.
Yeah, it's almost like he gave himself a breather. Let's just take the sting out of things,
8.
try and relax a bit, play a few shots, and be ready for frame 4. Obviously, he's just played 2 best of 19s in the week to qualify, so obviously different environment, but the same length of match. And they did twist and turn as well. He was 4-0 down to Ken, as we've said. The next match against Junxu, he was 4 each, involved in a struggle, but won 10-5. I think he's made of stern stuff, actually, Pang, for such a young man.
Yeah, it's easy to say this, but he's got to forget where he is and play his natural game. And he's proved himself already.
17.
As I say, very easy to say. But he knows he's a good player. He knows how good he is. Got to get O'Sullivan out of his mind. Again, hard to do. Just overrun. Put everything into the pink, and rightfully so. All the spots taken. So the pink going as close to its spot as it can. Without touching.
Thank you. 23.
Well, that was a very attacking shot to play.
Junxu.
And he
20.
may have got away with that. And that's what he needs, a little bit of luck when he misses.
Put your phone down, please.
Brendan has spotted someone with a phone in hand. Of course, they're testing that new emergency system, aren't they? A week tomorrow, where everyone's smartphone is going to receive a sort of siren, and that's going to happen during play. So I'd be interested to see how that affects things. 3 o'clock next Sunday.
The safety hit much too thick, and he could have left something easier. Sullivan just looking to see if this red will pass the black. Oh, that's very tight, isn't it? Excellent safety again. Don't think the red went. He didn't play to pot the red. You can always tell that where the cue balls landed.
Thank you.
Had he played the pot, he'd have been on a colour. He'll be happy with that. Covered in the red, that's closest to the pocket. Big frame this for Pang. Ronnie knows if he can win this one, he's tightening the screw.
Foul. Miss.
Yeah, this red always looks difficult to hit because the cue ball looks to be drifting slightly.
Back.
Yeah, of course, the legs of the tables are on, they call them acroprops. They're basically sort of stilts underneath the stage. It's quite hard. It's a difficult venue, actually, for the table fitters.
Thank you.
Had to get so close to that middle pocket, but he's managed it.
Touching ball.
Touching ball, so back where it was wouldn't be a bad shot. Yeah, that's quite a good shot, actually, because the red that's closest to the middle pocket is stopping Ronnie just rolling up to this red over the pocket. He very nearly got the double kiss, but this is a chance for Pang Junxu. Plays the cue ball back to where it is now. He's on the brown. But he's got to get this, and it's not that difficult.
One.
Could have done without the kiss. The green gets him back to the reds, a little bit more difficult. For me, he avoided the shot there. It was either the green or the black.
5.
The brown was very difficult to get back down the table from. It was an easier pot, unmissable. But now he's put himself under pressure here. That's another good recovery. And this time he is on the black. He's played that well, because he's played for the black, but he hasn't left a red on had he missed it. Now, can he get to one of these reds? Not straightforward. You cannot afford to miss them, I'm afraid.
Pang Junxu, 6.
No, the thing is, he's had a lot of chances, actually, hasn't he, in the 4 frames? You know, he's not been blitzed by any means, but goes back to his chair, rather rueful look on his face after this miss. Yeah, that was the reaction. That smile is masking a world of pain.
You know it. Yeah, we know how the players feel, don't we? Trying to get some kind of rhythm, Pang Junxu, but the occasion seems to be getting to him.
1.
That's why we remember that the great first-round upsets. I mean, Cahill beating O'Sullivan was 1. We go back to 1982. Tony Knowles beat Steve Davis 10-1 when Davis was defending the title. Because it is a huge occasion. For the seed, yes, but for the player coming in, having qualified to draw the defending champion on day 1. Yeah, it's been not the most flowing match, has it? Average frame time, nearly 20 minutes.
6. 12.
Average shot time, if O'Sullivan was making breaks, would be lower than that, clearly.
30.
And it may well come down as the afternoon progresses. But the main thing is, and the only thing really that matters, is the frame score. And this is a chance for 4-0.
90. 20.
Yeah, I think Pang Junxu will be pinning his hopes on that red on the left side cushion.
$26. 27.
Ronnie O'Sullivan's going to need it. Those two reds closest together. Well, one of them will go to the right middle. But Now he's opened them up. Now, where does the pink go? This could save him. That's so unfortunate. Play to hit those two reds. But he's out of position. And only 5 points the lead. So Pang Junxu still got a chance in this frame. Cannot afford any more mistakes.
Oh, well, that's got to be the shot of the match so far.
34.
What a shot. I'm saying that he's going to get another chance, but he could just cue this red, and what a shot it was. He'll be feeling good now. Pang would have been thinking, I've got a chance here. But he may not have. He's got an angle here to bring that
37.
red on the side cushion into play if he wants to. And he wants to.
38.
Has the red blocked the black going in that side pocket? It hasn't. Just looking to see if that red next to the pink will go into the left middle.
45. $46.
Well, could it be another life for Pang? I daren't say anything. Keeps pulling
53.
something out. Thin cut to the corner.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 53.
Great break, that. $25 points the lead for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Thank you.
Not the best safety from Pang. One good pot. Bound to be on the colour.
Things started so well for him, didn't they? Frame one, first shot, knocked in a red, made 50, didn't win the frame, and has struggled since, really. In goes the red. It's looking like 4-0. There's still time to turn this round, of course, but when they come back after the interval, he has to improve. He has to settle, and he has to punish when he gets chances. Otherwise, it could be a landslide. O'Sullivan looks focused. He looks businesslike.
5.
He's here to do a job, and that is to reach round 2.
7.
Snooker's required, but surely he's not going to get the chance in this frame to play on. As ever, great anticipation about the World Championship and about what sort of mood Ronnie O'Sullivan would be in, how he would play. He's taken more of his chances than his opponent. Simple as that.
40.
But Pang was in this position in his first qualifying match. He turned that round.
90. $25.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan on top
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
at the first interval of this first round match at the 2023 World Championship. Pang Junxu with a lot to think about as they head to the interval. It's Ronnie O'Sullivan leading 4-0. He needs 6 more and he's into round 2. Now, of course, we had the qualifying in the week. That was played at the English Institute of Sport. Ronnie O'Sullivan leads Pang Junxu 4-0. So in early control. Pang has had the interval just to collect his thoughts. His pot success, Pang, is at 76%. That has to go up, clearly. He just missed too many and it's been given O'Sullivan openings.
Yes, he's had chances, hasn't he? And when he has missed those chances, he's paid the price more often than not. Possible plant here. And he's got it. He needs a good kiss. And that was okay. Okay, the cue ball's close to the cushion, but it's better there than where it would have been going. Tough. Yep, nicely played. It's on this red just above the black. Could have done with being a little straighter, but had to put everything into the blue.
Seven.
Well, if he could just put something together here, just get involved, get his arm going and, well, bottom line, win a frame. We've still only ever had 2 whitewashes at the Crucible. Don't want to be on that list, do you?
Go on then, name them. We know you know it.
Well,
I know Eddie Charlton won.
John Parrott beat Eddie Charlton 10-0, and more recently it was another Chinese player who lost Lu Honghao to Sean Murphy.
15.
Now, choice to make here. Does he go into the pack of reds, try and catch the left-hand red of the pack? And if he could catch that half ball, he's looking at it, he'd almost certainly be on one. Or he could just drop it in. There's reds available. Nicely played. He's on a red. It could have been easier.
22.
He caught that end red. And so easily. Could have been on an easy red to the right corner. He's got reds to both middles. And also to the bottom corner. This has to go in. Yeah, good recovery shot.
23.
That could have cost him the frame had he missed that one. And that's a good sign for Pang Junxu. This could be trouble. Where's the pink go? I think he's okay. Can get to the red to the middle. And it helps if the pink goes to the right corner.
29. 30.
Well, traditionally, if the interval helps anyone, it's the player trailing, because you just get a chance to just get out the arena and just think about things and sort of reset for the second half. That's what happened, obviously, against Ken, although he should have been 5-0 down. I mean, Ken, I spoke to him afterwards, he was absolutely devastated, missing that pink
36.
in the qualifying, and just said it completely turned the match.
$37. $42.
The red just below the pink. I think it's available to the left corner.
$43. Can you be quiet with those wrappers and packets, please?
Well, the sweet wrappers are rustling. And people with those bags of sweets have been asked to keep still, keep quiet.
Yeah, not ideal on this red. Would have liked to have been a little straighter and closer. That's a good
49.
pot. Now has an angle to play for the red to the left middle, or give him a little touch. I can't believe he's missed them, and neither can he. We're back in that same position.
56.
How has he missed those reds? Yeah, he did catch them thin, but it's very similar to what happened in the first frame. Didn't miss anything. Ran out of position. Oh, is it the wrong side of the red? And that's a disaster.
56.
I think this red is available to the middle. He's opened the reds up. I don't think he can believe what he's just played there.
That just went completely wrong in a couple of shots, didn't it? And he's handed the opening to O'Sullivan once again.
Yes, and O'Sullivan knows that this will really hurt Pang. Played a couple of loose shots.
$8. $9.
So these two reds just below the pink. One of them may go to the left middle. If not, he could try and to develop them here. Just like that.
50.
And now they definitely go.
$22. 23. $30. 31.
Now let's see how he attacks this red on the left side cushion. Needs to leave an angle on the black.
38.
To be able to stun across for that red or bring it out. Just looking at where he wants to be on the black or pink.
$39.
And that looks perfect. Stunning behind it. I'll bring it out. Which one? Couldn't have played it any better.
46. $47.
Oh, and it got closer to the brown spot than he wanted, but
51.
it's perfectly on the yellow.
Well, Pang came out after the interval looking to get involved in this match. He was looking good, but a couple of shots just completely
56.
went wrong. He didn't get into the reds. Then he left O'Sullivan that chance to left middle, and this is the result. O'Sullivan needs brown, blue and pink for a 5-0 lead, a guaranteed lead coming back tonight. And then the question, how many is it going to be? It might be much too big for Pang to overturn.
65.
This is ruthless punishment from that slip-up from his opponent. Ronnie O'Sullivan's highest break of the match so far. 71 from the 7-times champion. He extends his lead to 5-0. Yeah, as I say, Pang was looking good. Made that 56, that was his highest break, but it just went wrong, and O'Sullivan is looking in that calm, relaxed mood, ready to take these chances when they come along, and he took that one very well.
Yeah, it was a couple of mistakes, wasn't it, from Pang? You know, he missed that pack of red. Well, there was only 3 or 4 reds there at the time, and he was right on the black, and he missed the cannon to the reds. That was the start of it. Then, when he was playing the red off the cushion, he's hit the complete wrong side of the red. But why he hit it so hard, I don't know, because the cue balls hit the wrong side of the red, gone down the table, and opened the reds up for Ronnie O'Sullivan. He wish he'd had that shot back.
Unfortunately, unlike live TV, you can't rewind what's happened on the table. He's got to look ahead. It's not over yet, but clearly he's in massive trouble here. And these next 4 frames are big for him for when they come back tonight. $5-0 to Ronnie O'Sullivan. So he's guaranteed a lead for the evening session at 7 o'clock here in the UK this evening. Question is, what will it be? Can Pang limit the damage here?
Thank you. Frame 6. Pang Junxu to break.
Well, again, this red comes out, but he's got a very good cue ball. And this time, I don't think Ronnie O'Sullivan can take the red on, get round the back of the black. So maybe, I was going to say leave the cue ball on the black cushion, but he needs a bit of luck here. Now, did he get one? Did he get some luck? It's covered the pocket with the black, I feel. Yep, there it is. Yeah, excellent safety with the rest there. And that's given Ronnie O'Sullivan something to think about here. Difficult to find a way back to balk from where he is. He took the risk, so a chance for Pang here. Now, does he play for the black? If he plays for the black, he could be on the pink to the right middle. He's not ideal on the black.
One.
Well, that will do nicely. Controlled it well. So he's in again. Potted some good balls in the last frame. It was just at the back end of it when he failed to make contact with the reds. Again, could have done with missing that red. But he's okay, he's got reds to the corner middle. The reason I say he could have done with missing it because the cue ball looks to be going into that red above it. Pink's very tight.
Nine.
Bounced a little too far for comfort.
60.
Yeah, and you feel at the moment he sort of needs everything to be a little bit straightforward. It's a big blow, really, that last frame, what happened.
Well, that's tied the black up, but the pink's available. Don't need to do much with the cue ball. In fact, it's probably better that the black's tied up for the moment, because if he does miss, makes it a little bit more difficult for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
$23. 24.
Nicely controlled. Now it looks like all these reds are covering one another, so he may have to play a little cannon here into them. Yeah, he needed a bit of luck, and he didn't get it.
30.
Yeah, he's a bit unlucky there, isn't he? I mean, you just get on one. He's always thinking, well, an easy one anyway.
Lots of pressure on this one. Oh, that's a beauty. Well played. Now that's got to make him feel a lot better.
Well, every credit. You know, he's 5-0 down to Ronnie O'Sullivan at the Crucible. He's missed easier balls than that, but what a chance now to win his first frame.
Blue and pink, easily available. The red just above
36.
the black. Would at some stage allow him to play for the black, but concentrate on the blue and pink.
$37.
Wanted to secure the frame, doesn't he? He's made a couple of 50 breaks in this match, frame one and the last frame, that just were not enough.
$43.
As I say, he doesn't need to bring the black into play. And I'm not sure if he's got the angle this time round anyway. No, he hasn't. So, blue or pink again.
$44.
Well, that's another 50 break.
$50.
Got to finish it off.
Yeah, the one
51.
difference, I guess, from the other two frames is the reds are already been developed. In those frames, the problem was he didn't develop them. But now, it's just about controlling this cue ball, really. I'm sure if he does win the frame, this crowd will give him a good cheer.
57.
They know it's his debut here at the Crucible.
Yeah, I was just about to say he can't afford to miss, though, where the balls are. With a red and a colour, he should be safe.
He's made 15 centuries this season compared to just 5 last season, so the improvements are clearly there. And, of course, at his age, he is going to be improving all the time. He made 2 in the world qualifying in the week.
I don't think there's any doubt, David, that he's going to be a player for the future. This blue, then. He should be safe. He'd like another red, though.
There's the applause. He's done well here, hasn't he? Because, you know, he's really under it with what's happened this morning. But, well, maybe this will be the start of something. There's still a chance for this to be close coming back tonight, if you can continue in this vein.
70.
And he has the chance now to make his maiden Crucible century.
And he's took him well, hasn't he? To say what happened in the last frame, missing the pack and then playing a poor safety, being punished, he's entitled to be in bits. So full credit to him for making this break.
78.
Yes, you have to keep your head up here, and it's not easy. But that nice little shot
85.
means every chance now for this century.
And the little switch to left-handed.
86.
Overscrewed it, but he's got the pink.
We've had 2 centuries on the other table already.
$92. $93.
Well, he needed something, didn't he? And my word, he's found it. This black then for his maiden Crucible century in the first frame he's won at this great venue. Well, that's got to cheer him up. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, and rightfully so, the crowd giving him every encouragement. Little smile there from Pang. Well, I think this is showing good character from him, especially what happened in the last frame. He'll feel a lot better getting his name on the board, that's for sure.
For those keeping score, we've now had 2,201 centuries at this great venue. Eddie Charlton made the first back in 1977. But this is a significant one for Pang. It gets him involved in this match. He's taken these really well. And just proving what a terrific player he is, what a great prospect he is. Question now, can he apply a bit of pressure to O'Sullivan and make this match much closer for when they return at 7 o'clock? That worked out nicely, didn't it? Flick the black, flick the knuckle on the brown.
Just as played.
150.
Just a reminder, the high break counts from the qualifying for the whole tournament. So Ryan Day's 146, top of the list.
$120. $126.
Can he knock this black in for a total clearance? Either way, it's been a terrific break. Just what he needed. It looks good. It looks good. It's in 133 from Pang Junxu. Is that the start of the comeback? It was an excellent break. It gets him on the scoreboard. O'Sullivan's lead is cut to 5-1.
Make Eurosport your home for the World Championship.
Ronnie O'Sullivan is in 7th.
A good strike.
Every match is live, including two-table coverage on the Eurosport app and Discovery Plus.
will we see some heavy hitting from him? The last World Championship where Ronnie O'Sullivan failed to make a 147, sorry, a century, let's get it right, was 1994. So we expect some fireworks at some point. His highest break so far, 71.
Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah, misjudged it by quite a distance, really. Get another chance here. Trying to hit the red just behind the black. Brendan Moore replacing the cue ball, and it's important because I think he can see a red full ball. Really needs to hit them this time.
Right.
No, he'll be warned.
Foul and a miss.
Got to hit one
Ronnie
this time.
O'Sullivan, 4.
Yeah, don't want to go from hero to zero, do you? You just want them frame with a total clearance. Don't want to lose one on the 3 miss rule. The warning will come.
Okay, Ronnie. I'll call the miss this time with frame to Ronnie, okay?
Maybe you can just roll up to them. He has a chance of playing the swerve, maybe. Trying to hit this red thin. The only good thing about that is he's covered the black. I'm not sure what he played there.
One.
Finishing straight on the blue. Couldn't get closer to the reds. Oh, what a let-off.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 6.
Pang Junxu. Hasn't left anything on for Pang, but I'm sure he'll be delighted.
Yeah, we're in that position in the match where, you know, from what we've seen, you would expect O'Sullivan to have a big lead coming back tonight. But the fact is, it could still be 5-4. And that would seem a major result for Pang. Obviously, from 5-0 down. That's the beauty of the long matches. They can ebb and flow.
Now, is there a red here that will go to this right corner? Shot to nothing. Having a good look. Well, possible plant as well. Has to be made slightly, but he could screw directly back to the blue if he's got that cue par. I think he's going to play it. Yep, right in the middle. And that cue ball, the right side of the blue. That's a good chance, this, for Pang. Took the risk and did it pay off? Certainly did. Now important that he scores heavy
6.
here. He could do without taking the pink. He'd tie the pink up, it would go on the black spot.
He first came to prominence when he was just 14. He had the PTC events in the UK. They had some in China as well, Asian Tour it was called, and he got to the last 16 there because that was a tournament featuring professionals. So it was a sign of things to come. And when he was 19, he did actually win a match in the World Qualifiers. He got invited in as an amateur, beat Stuart Carrington, who's a very experienced player. So signs were there, but of course the question is, can you step up to the professional level? Well, he did in his first season. He won quite a few matches. He was Rookie of the Year in the World Snooker Awards. And as I say, this season he's been in a ranking final, which Ronnie O'Sullivan has not been.
30.
Very interesting facts that tell us a great deal about this young man. He's on his way up, that's for sure. He's just trying to work out a plan. Doesn't want to tie the pink up. At the same time, he needs to keep that break going. This red just below the pink spot would be ideal because then he could play for the other two reds. I think he's just about
18.
come far enough. I could screw back for the blue and use the other reds, develop them two reds. Well, he doesn't think he's come far enough. Tight.
90.
Perfectly played. This table is running superbly. Has to finish on it this time.
$24.
Pot success, positional success has increased. Oh, that's not a good shot.
25.
I thought it looked natural to screw this hard, develop the two reds and play on the blue or pink. Not sure what he tried to do there. He snookered.
Green ball.
He doesn't want to leave this shot.
Foul.
And a free ball. He's just making elementary mistakes. He was trying to play the snooker, which is a clever shot, but That's the danger. If you attempt to play the snooker, leave it short.
Green ball.
There's an old saying at snooker, and he's done it a couple of times. Junxu is it's never play a bad un after a bad un.
One.
Well, he did it a couple of games ago when he missed the pack of reds and then hit the wrong side of the red. Played 2 bad shots on the trot. And that's just what he did there. He played a bad shot positionally and then played a poor decision trying to play the snooker. Hit the green. He couldn't have left a red on, just hit the green.
5.
How costly is it going to be?
Six. $11. 12. $17.
There's the famous wall that separates the two tables. As you can see, there's not a lot of room, really. See Neil Robertson later, he has a certain routine where he
8.
walks into the shot and he feels the crucible is a bit inhibiting to him, although, of course, he has won the tournament and has played some wonderful snooker here as well down the years.
Yes, applause there. I think that could have gone wrong.
$25.
Lots of left-hand side on the cue ball to try and disturb those reds, which he has done, but it's not ideal on any of them. .24 points the lead, and very risky to take the red onto the yellow pocket.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 31.
That was an excellent shot from where he was. Now, he could bring the black into play here. It doesn't have to. Another very good safety. Well, that's certainly opened things up. That cue ball nearly got in behind the green. He's playing some very good safety in this frame. And that's another one.
Yes, 4 minutes they've been engaged in this little battle. And he's more than holding his own. Can he force the error?
Well, there's the answer. He's forced an error. Not an easy shot by any means. But he is competing now. Yep, nicely played.
Yeah.
And it could have been easier, this pink or blue. Did well to hold it, had to pop the pink thick. But now, this frame within his grasp.
Eight.
Yeah, his positional play has certainly improved.
11.
Another good positional shot. So it would be handy to get the black back on its spot. That's what his aim is now. And this would be a frame-winning chance. Choice of either red.
19.
He's shown good attitude, hasn't he? You know, his head didn't drop when he was being sort of swamped, not completely outplayed with big breaks, but he was not making the most of his opportunities, but he kept his head up.
That was cool. That was really cool. He didn't want to be as straight as this. That wasn't the best positional shot. Doesn't want to be powering these kind of balls in. He's 3 inches too hard there.
28.
And he had a little bit of side on the cue ball as well.
So he needs the black, yellow, green and brown to win his second frame. Oh, he's missed the black. Wow. Big moment, that. Big moment.
28.
He'd done all the hard work, hadn't he? Black off the spot. I mean, the shot before, he played superbly. The straight red, played it with side on the cue ball. But he'll be kicking himself. Simple black off the spot. There's the unforced errors. Double what O'Sullivan's made.
He was looking so good. As I say, a huge moment in this match. The comeback, okay, it was still a tall order, but had he just carried on there, 5-2, every chance to make it really close. It could go the other way now. That's the danger.
9.
Looking at that scoreboard, he still needs blue and pink.
It's close to this middle pocket.
Oh, we knew he was right behind it. So another twist.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 9. Junxu, 5.
He's walking back to his seat.
He got too much stun into the cue ball. And he knew as soon as it hit it, that cue ball was going close. Look how much stun he got into the cue ball. He got too close to the baulk corner. Now, what would you say here? One good pot. Hit a bit hard, and he needs some luck, and I don't think he's going to get any. I don't think he's going to get any.
No, it was the missed black that turned this frame, and it may be a decisive moment in this match. O'Sullivan again, blue and pink for a 6-1 lead.
5.
And then the danger is, it really is too much to ask tonight in terms of the scoreline.
11.
Yeah, very significant frame this. Pang was on the comeback trail. He was looking good. He missed a black off the spot. He'll be absolutely kicking himself.
18 on the French.
Ronnie O'Sullivan extends his lead to 6-1 with 2 frames left to play here in this session, and he's only 4 away from a place in the second round. He played such a good shot on the last red, actually, to get on the black, hadn't he? But then he missed it.
mean, it doesn't get any easier than that because he's got the perfect angle to go up to the yellow. Yellow, green and brown needed.
Pang Junxu, 28.
He'll be kicking himself, but then he got another chance on the blue. Okay, it wasn't as easy. This is the blue. Missed it by a long way, though. So 2 really good chances there. One to forget all about that miss black. If the blue goes in, he's bang on the pink. And he can forget all about that miss black off the spot. But unfortunately, his sorrow is double.
Yeah, he's got to dig in as never before and try and win the last 2, really. Anything worse than that, then surely it's going to be O'Sullivan's day. Welcome to the Crucible. So a big blow for Pang. Just while we wait for Ronnie O'Sullivan, I can tell you World Snooker Tour have just announced 3 tournaments in China at the start of next season. The Shanghai Masters in September. This was the black that Pang missed, meantime. Yeah, Shanghai in September. That's an invitation event. A new ranking event, the Wuhan Open, and the return of the International Championship in November. Wuhan will be October. So that's great news. And there's obviously, because it's early season, there maybe will be more later on in the season. We've been waiting, of course, since pre-pandemic in 2019 to return to China. And it's great news that those 3 tournaments are on the calendar for next season. WST.tv has the new season calendar if you want to check it out. Right now, though, Pang, he's been made to think about what happened there. He made the 1-3-3, great break. He was looking good for 5-2, but 6-1, and O'Sullivan can really pull away now, you feel.
Fine. Thank you, frame 8. Pang Junxu to break.
So Pang has got to pick himself up here and try and salvage something from these last 2 frames.
Well, you can say that is a let-off for Pang. The cue ball not close enough to the cushion. This red well and truly on. And Sullivan got close. Yeah, Pang knows that he could have won at least 3 of these frames. It could have been so different. A mistake and a chance.
So let's see if he can put aside the disappointment. It's not easy. Can he put aside disappointment and focus on this visit? He's been offered the opening.
One.
He looked so relaxed in that last frame, right up until he missed the black. He was looking good, played some good shots. Black available to both pockets.
6.
Pretty much everyone who's won the World Championship has been in trouble at some point. They've had a bad session. They've had to dig in. Look at Mark Selby in the final against O'Sullivan 2014. You know, he on that first day, he was so tired and just hanging on, but he won the last 2 frames to trail just 10-7 overnight. Second day came out and just controlled the match and won his first world title. So it's how you respond in adversity, isn't it, that can make all the difference. The year you won, Joe, 86, you were down against the Griff in the quarterfinals, won the last 4.
Yeah, I mean, people always remember me being down, but I led all the way through that match. I was 9-7 up going into the last session, and the Griff won 5 on the trot. And, you know, I had to dig deep. There's no doubt about that. I had to dig deep, and it went for me. And as you say, everybody's experienced that. That's won this great tournament. That's another great shot, by the way, by Pang. And he's got every chance now. I liked his attitude. He's just missed the odd shot here and there. And there was none more so important in that last frame than missing the black. You can forgive him missing the blue. It wasn't easy. But I like his attitude. You know, he had a terrible frame to go. I think it was 5-1 and 5-0. And then won a great frame. Dug deep. Well, that split of the pack there has given him a great chance. 30. If he can take this red directly above the black, I was going to say releases another one to the right corner. Can't see enough of that one.
31.
Just remember this guy, everyone, because you will see a lot of him over the years. His first time at the Crucible, and yeah, he's had some pain, but he'll learn from that.
38.
And as David said, if you can win the next 2, he's still in it. Needs to win them, though.
$39.
Could have done with being just a little bit straighter. I'd have liked to have played for that red directly above the black, because that really opens things up.
$46.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of total points, he's actually only about 40 behind. But he's 6-1 down is the problem. So it tells you there's been
47.
close frames. It could have been a lot closer overall, the scoreline. Of course, it still could be.
Yep. It's been a very interesting match, full of excitement. Looking at the possibility of a plant. And he's just come a little bit too far for comfort on the blue. Had he been straighter, he would have been able to play for that red above the black. He could play the cannon into the reds, not the pink. Just miss the pink on the left-hand side. Or he could play for the plant. Quite a few shots he could have played, and he's played it okay, or has he? I think he's just run a little bit too far for comfort, this. He's unfortunate not to be on something easy. The pink has come to block the way for the red into the left middle. Well, that red directly above the black. If he plays it to the yellow pocket and screws the cue ball back, he shouldn't leave anything if he misses it. Just needs to come back towards the black. That's a beauty. What a great recovery. And he didn't leave anything where he placed the cue ball. What a chance.
Showing great attitude here is Pang, couple of balls away from 6-2.
60.
Showing that he's not been cowed either by his own mistakes or by O'Sullivan.
61.
Yeah, what character has showed, hasn't he? Anybody else would have been in bits, missing that black off the spot.
Well, we saw at the qualifying, I mean, even players like Barry Hawkins, you know, who's one of the calmest people you'll meet, was banging the table. We saw Maguire as
67.
well, annoyed. Tepchara knew at the end. It can get to you, but this has been excellent. This red, and it should be 6-2. Excellent.
68.
And he has his chance to make a second century. He'll only have won 2 frames, but he'll have won them with centuries, possibly.
$75. $76.
O'Sullivan still in a very handsome position. But he's seeing here great determination from Pang. And I'm sure all the players will be delighted with the news that the World Snooker Tour will be returning to China next season, where their events are very lucrative. He's missed that red, that's a shame. But it was a great break, 83 from Pang Junxu, digging in with a big last frame of the session still to come. O'Sullivan now leads by 6 frames to 2. Table 2 are in their last frame already. It's 5-3 to Stuart Bingham. He was 3-1 down to Dave Gilbert. There's been a lot of breaks here. They've each had a century. It's been a free-flowing match. Remember, Gilbert on the head-to-head trails Bingham 11-0. So it doesn't have the best of memories playing him. That's the scene with one red over the pocket, as you can see. And it is live on Discovery Plus. Of course, you can watch both tables for the whole championship live on Discovery Plus. Stuart Bingham, the champion 8 years ago, 2015.
Rambo.
And now the brown is in, looking good for a 6-3 lead.
Thank you. The final frame of this session. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan breaks off in the last frame of the session, leading Pang Junxu 6-2. There's the pot success, not much in it, and as I say, total points, there's now actually only 11 in it in the match, but it's 6-2. So it's still a good lead. Pang lines this one up.
Well, you need a bit of good running, and you got some there. And you miss the red. You never know when it's going to finish. Pleased to see it run safe. There's the points, total points. Just 11 in it. But 4 frames difference.
Yeah, I mean, the close frames, that's what it is. And O'Sullivan has won in this match. The opening frame, frame 5 as well, frame 7, all very close.
Oh, what about that? How sweet did he hit that? Perfectly on the blue. What a shot this was. Oh, that's got to give him something. Black available as well. Oh, he's under hit it. Next red, not as easy as it should have been. Just didn't get enough stun into the cue ball. Not easy, this pot, and even harder to get onto the black. Well, I think he can still pot this black. He's pushed the red over the pocket. So just has to concentrate on the black. Try and stop the cue ball before the yellow. Good pot. And managed to miss the yellow. Where's it going to finish? He's okay. Good recovery shot.
We're now seeing the best of him, aren't we? The best of Pang Junxu. This is how he qualified. This sort of snooker and also this sort of attitude. And if he can win this frame, and it's still very early, but if he can, then it just plants the seed that tonight could be, well, a lengthier affair than seemed likely about half an hour ago when he missed that black.
50.
Mustn't miss any more easy balls, though. That's what's cost him dearly.
Yes, and also just try and keep tight control. Ray Reardon, the great 6 times world champion, said something once. He said, it took me a long time to realise, although there were 22 balls on the table, only one really mattered, the cue ball. Just keeping things as simple as you can.
Yeah, it sounds easy, that, doesn't it? Make every shot easy. That's the hardest thing to do. Like there, for example, he's finished low on this red, and he should have been high on it. Might be able to play the cannon to the red above the red he's playing, and stay on the pink. The point being that, as David just said, you know, keep control of that cue ball. He didn't do it there. But he's okay. He's finished nicely on the brown. And he's got the reds as he's at his mercy now. He had no idea what was happening to the cue ball there. But he's delighted to be on the brown.
$35.
No, I thought he'd missed that. Far angle. Don't know how that dropped. That's probably just because of the newness of the cloth. There's a future Ronnie O'Sullivan in that front row. Well, he has a slight
43.
nod to himself because this could have been easier. Got a little kiss here, look. And he could have done without that. I don't think he's on the pink.
44.
No, it just started to go wrong, didn't it? And, well, he's having a good look at it, but it looks like end of break. There's been a few frames like this where he's got 40-50 in front, but just hasn't put them away.
Well, it looks to me like he should be playing the black here. He is looking at it now. Just overscrewed it. Or not enough, whichever way you want to look at it.
Thank you. Pang Junxu, 44.
I mean, 6-3 down, he's still in trouble, but 7-2 just seems like a real mountain to climb. So these are big moments for Pang, hanging on. Yeah, so Sullivan didn't pop one in the last frame. Not yet in this frame, but this frame could have been put away by now.
Well, I thought it was in. And now Sullivan probably thought so too.
It had a good go, didn't it, going down the hole here?
One.
Another shot that might make a big difference. If that goes in, who's to say it's not 7-2 nailed on? But it stayed out. Pang back at the table.
Would help if he's got a little bit of an angle here to come towards the reds. Couldn't have got any closer to that red to the middle.
Six.
Big shot.
Seven.
Yeah, that was a big shot he played there. Here's another one as well. I'll tell you what character is shown in this match. Pang Junxu.
40.
He's really picked himself up from some adversity in this match.
Yeah, it's been really closely fought, actually. We just saw the table time. He's ahead on that. He's ahead on total points. He lost
15.
some close frames, but he hasn't lost his head. And he's just showing us at the end of this session what he's looking to bring into the next session, where if he makes a good start, he can still make this very close. He'll have heard all about the Crucible, of course. Now he's experiencing it for the first time, the ups and downs that can happen in a match. But he's ending on a high. This is for the frame. It's an excellent finish
21.
because he missed that black in frame 7 when he was poised to reduce the deficit to 5-2. A lot of players would have kind of gone at that point. He didn't. He came back strongly. Pang Junxu showing us exactly why he's here in the first place.
28.
But the fact is, 6-3 is still a good lead.
29.
But there are the total points. Look at that. For someone who's 6-3 down, he's actually well in front.
Yeah, he's in front of everything except the score.
36.
It's going to be very interesting this evening as Pang switches to left-handed.
Yeah, strong finish to the session from Pang Junxu. Ronnie O'Sullivan did not pot a ball in the last two frames, but it is O'Sullivan, the 7 times champion here at the Crucible, who is on top. As they leave the arena, they'll be back at 7 o'clock tonight with O'Sullivan leading by 6 frames to 3, needing 4 more for victory. Well, a very entertaining session and a lot to look forward to tonight. We'll have it live, of course, in our evening programme. On the other table, this was an entertaining one as well between Stuart Bingham and Dave Gilbert. This was the end of the session. Some big breaks here, including this 87 in the last frame from Stuart Bingham. Didn't quite get on the black. He does seem to, again, one of these players who reserves his best for the Crucible. And he's never lost to Gilbert. 11-0 it is on the head-to-head. And Stuart Bingham, favourite there to progress. They'll be back tomorrow with Bingham leading 6-3. Remember, there's plenty of ways you can follow the World Championship here on Eurosport.
Make Eurosport your home for the World Championship.
Ronnie O'Sullivan is in 7th heaven.
Watch live